Hello, everybody. It's Bladen. Welcome back to some more ARK on Crystal Isles. Yes. Hope you guys are doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. It's been a little bit since I've been here. Uh, and of course, I still have the saddle on the Karcha. Don't worry, I'm getting rid of it now. There it goes. Bye bye. But I have been a little bit busy since the last episode. I've been doing a bit of off-screen work, trying to get things ship-shaped around here. And one thing that I have been working on extensively is the interior of our base building. Check it out. Oh boy. We have finally got some structures placed around in here. We got a bit of decoration going. We got our monument right here in the back. I got some refining forges, and if I remember, yeah, I had some metal smelting up inside of here. It looks like I still have some more to smelt up too. I'll probably have to get some of that taken care of pretty soon. Of course, right here, we have the monument set up for our main boss trophy. At the moment, it's a little bit empty right now, but hopefully by the end of the series, we'll have the big flag for the Crystal Wyvern Queen, as well as her head trophy displayed right next to it. And I've also gone ahead and made a few of these taxidermy bases. Now, these things are really cool. If you've never used these before, they're really neat. You can essentially use what's called a dermis tool. Let's see, I have one right here. And you can basically use it on any creature you'd like to. Let's go ahead and look at Princess Fiomi right here. It's going to be a bit of a love tap. There you go, a gentle whack with the dermis tool. Don't mind the red liquid that was gushing out. But we got a dermis of Princess Fiomi right there. And with this dermis, we can actually put it into this slot. And we have a little statuette of exactly the creature, colors and everything that we want to display in whatever way we want. And what's really cool about this is that you can actually get some cool poses in as well. These are some really nice decorative pieces. Oh, look at that one. Ooh, how vicious. I've never been more terrified of a Fiomi in my entire life. And as you guys can see, I've been messing around with these things. I've got quite a few of these dermises in my inventory. I kind of like some of these things. Like the mammoth ones are really nice, I think. Yeah, I like that pose right there a lot. That's a very cool pose. Let's see. We got a big stomping like attack. Oh, there's the left hook, or right hook rather, and it looks like a walking animation right there as well. That's really cool. Now, one thing I have to show off is the Gigantopithecus. These guys have a lot of poses on them. Look how big it is too. For some reason, some of the dermises are much smaller than others. I can't really wrap my brain around that. Just a balancing issue with the size. But I love the Giganto in particular because, see, look at this. Okay, so Mimi covers her mouth right here, and then on the next pose, oh, she covers her sight. She can't see anything, and she plugs her ears with her fingers right there. So that's of course a reference to the ancient mythological monkey trio: see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. And I thought that was a really cool reference that probably not a lot of people have actually caught in this game. I only recently discovered it myself as I was exploring these things. But of course, what the ultimate goal is going to be to get the Crystal Wyvern Queen taxidermy for this base. Now, I actually have not yet seen the Carcharodontosaurus. It does have a dermis. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. All right, I need to check out the poses now. These is going to be brand new to me. Oh, I think that's its sniffing stance. It does that when it's seeing something to kill. Oh, that's a cool one. Whoa, that's majestic. That's awesome. Oh, there's a menacing bite attack. Blue tongue really shows, and of course the running cycle is in there too. And back to the default. That is really cool. I kind of want to place some of these around just for decorative purposes. We do have two extra ones here. One thing I really like is the aloes. Look how huge the aloe is. It's so big. Let's get a... Yeah, I like that pose right there a lot for the Allosaurus. And for here, I'll probably put in the Fairy, because we plan to use Allos and Fairies for our main boss fight. And I think having these two, like, infantry troopers next to the big bad boss in the middle is going to be a pretty cool final trophy. I don't really know what pose I would like to do for this one. I kind of like that one right there. That's a pretty cool one, the big scratching pose. That's awesome. Now, of course, on the right side, I've placed a few more structures over here. I've got a lot of storage cabinets dotted alongside here, and I've got my bookshelves over here for any blueprints that we find, for any saddles or gear pieces. There's that shotgun I want to make. I need to make that soon, ASAP. I've also got some cooking pots right here. I don't honestly think I am going to be getting the industrial cooker. As much as I want to have it, it's going to be a lot of work to get that thing, and it might not really be worth it. I think just having two of these cooking pots is going to be efficient enough for us, but we'll have to see on that. And of course, we got our fabricator and our smithy right here, and I've got a couple beds placed right here as well in the corner, and we also have a nice little war map up here. Take a look with our spyglass. We can get a really nice look at all the areas right here. Just a nice little decorative piece. But we also, of course, have our handy dandy notebook map, always handy with us, so we can look at it whenever we go around the place. Now, everything I've shown off in here so far is already structures that we know very much about. We've already used plenty of our smithy and our fabricator before, but I want to spend some time building even more in this episode, getting some new stuff together. I want to get electricity going in here first and foremost. I want to get a couple refrigerators, my generator set up, some lights so we can actually see during the nighttime. All that stuff is going to be really handy to have, and I've got a bit of space reserved right here for a refrigerator. And of course, I also want to get an industrial grill set up. I think right there next to that bookshelf is going to be really nice. We're going to have to use a lot of metal for this though, so let's look. How much is that generator going to be? Okay. Bam, just like that. Alright, easy generator. Now, in order to actually get the generator to work, we're going to need some cables for it. And typically, I always just make the cable intersections. You can place a bunch of these things just all around the place, and you can get electricity pretty much anywhere you want. I think I need some wood, though, to actually get the outlets going. Barney, you have any wood for us? Oh, you got just a bit. Nice and handy. Love that. Alright. Chuck that in there. There we go. Tried typing in cable, but of course that wouldn't work. I'm going to make 3 of those just to be sure. And now the first real piece of electricity that we're going to be making is the refrigerator. And this is going to be a bit more pricey. Yeah, 120 metal per refrigerator. And also some crystal and polymer is going to be necessary. Now, polymer, I'm going to travel out to get, I think. But the crystal, we might have a little bit of a handy in here. Ah, there we go. Plenty of crystal. Alright. Beautiful. I got all these taxidermies. I don't really want them to clog up my inventory. I'll place them in the cosmetic box for right now, along with all my other skins and Rex trophies and dyes as well. Beautiful. Alright, let's go out and get some more organic polymer. Oh, whoa, look at that. That's a 150 Quetzal right there. That is a really cool sight. Although I don't have any plans whatsoever to tame a Quetzal. They are borderline useless in single player. I really can't think of a good reason to have a Quetzal, especially on a map this big. They are just so gosh darn slow. I really can't think of a reason. Maybe for like the Dodo Wyvern, if you put a bunch of turrets on it and pump health on it, it might be a pretty good Dodo Wyvern killer. But Halloween is already passed for this year. We're now in November. It's the turkey trial. That's the rage nowadays. So, unfortunately, I really don't think I have any particularly good reason to tame that Quetzal. There we go. Die, Mantis. Yes. Oh, so much organic polymer. I figured I would go on a little bit of a different path to get the organic polymer tonight. We are here at Wander's End. That's the actual name for this big desert location. I should memorize more of these names, really, because like I think it'd be really cool if I got to call all these locations on the map by the actual name that they're really called in game, rather than just the desert. All right, this organic polymer is probably going to weigh us down a lot. 145. Okay, beautiful. We don't need any more than that. They all drop like 130 a piece. Yeah, look at all that. Woo. Alright. Beautiful. We'll chuck that into our inventory, drop the rest, and we are good to fly on back. Refrigerator time! Yes! Finally, we got a refrigerator. Fantastic. I'm gonna place it down right now. Though actually, I think I might need a ladder first so I can get that perfect alignment. I'm so picky. Line it up. Right about there, I think would be fine. Beautiful. All right, we got our refrigerator. Now, only one refrigerator is going to be all that we need. Typically, I would do two, but I want to make sure I have room here for another preserving bin. Now, you might be wondering, why would I need another preserving bin? Refrigerators, they just keep all of your food cool just by using electricity. They don't need any spark powder at all. Well, the reason why is because a certain perk of the preserving bin that is absent with the refrigerator is the creation of jerky, and we are going to need a lot of jerky for our army to fight the Crystal Wyvern Queen, because jerky is one of the taming foods that animals might want during an imprinting stage. So because of that, we are going to need to make sure we have some of that stuff handy in high quantity, and a preserving bin is absolutely necessary in order to get that accomplished. But first I need to get some wood. And before I forget, I actually do have a name for our Carcharodontosaurus here. It's a ridiculous name, but I love to give it to all my crazy big carnivore dinosaurs. The Big Ouch. Because they put the big hurt on everything they attack. I just think it's a funny name. Alright, anyway. We got everything, I think, to make our preserving bin. Let's see. Not quite. We need stone. Bluey. Our stone gathering friend brother. There we go. Alright, let's try that again. Beautiful. Now we're also going to make sure to have some spark powder handy. I actually also think I forgot to make some mortar and pestle. Yeah, I think I would have put it right there. Now that also leads to my next question. Was I preparing to make one of these? I think I was. Yeah, chemistry bench. I want to get one of those put down as well. These are basically a mortar and pestle, but hyperdrive. They go super duper quick. But first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's place down this preserving bin right next to our refrigerator. Right about there. Bingo bango. We got some clipping. It's nothing. Now, I do need spark powder in order to actually get that working. Alright, first thing I'm going to focus on getting right now is the grill. That's going to be a little bit cheaper. We just need a bit more metal and cementing paste for that. I'm fairly certain I keep a lot of cementing paste inside of these storage bins over here. I just kind of tossed everything in here pretty willy-nilly. Do I actually have any? Maybe inside of here? There we go. Okay, it was all waiting for me. And some more metal to boot as well. There we go. Can we make it? There we go. Perfecto. Alright. I'm going to need to, actually, I'm just going to place a new ladder. I'll probably keep that one up for the time being. Let's make a ladder. There we go. Grab this bad boy. Now, this industrial grill is going to be fantastic for us. We're going to have an endless supply of raw meat to turn into cooked meat with that thing. Oh, wait. I want to place it the other way, I think. Let's try that again. There we go. Yes, this thing is going to be absolutely fantastic for making sure we have cooked meat at all times. And look at that. Look at that perfect fit. It's so snug right there. Oh, I can't believe it. That is beautiful. Alright, cool. Now, I'm just going to have some gasoline prepared for this. And, yep, I already happen to have some waiting for me in my refining forge. Fire it up. And that stuff is going to be cooking in bulk, and we're just going to have to make sure we refill with all of our prime meat in our inventory as soon as it's done, so that way none of this stuff spoils. So look at that, we already got 12. Beautiful. This stuff is going to get us a lot more hunger than regular cooked meat does. So I was just rummaging through my storage boxes, and it turns out I actually do have a little bit of spark powder handy, so I can at least show off the preserving bin's ability to turn our meat into this jerky right here. Now, as you can see in the refrigerator, we don't really have any kind of menu like that, so we have to do it in the preserving bin, and this stuff takes a long time to convert. We'll need, I think, yeah, just one, I guess, piece or unit of oil and 3 spark powder. As long as this thing stays full of spark powder, we shouldn't worry about it at all. But eventually, this will convert into that jerky, very slowly but surely. But it's better to get started on it as early as we can so that we make sure we have as much as we need for when the time comes to use it. Our next big order of business is going to actually be getting the refrigerator to, well, refrigerate. There's no point in having it if we can't keep our food cool. So I'm going to get this generator all set up. And I'm going to put it way back here in the corner, away from all my crafting stations, because this thing gets pretty noisy once you fill it up with gasoline. I think that should be a good spot for it. Now, here comes a bit of a tricky part. And that's going to be placing these cables. It's going to be a little hard to see exactly where I can place them. Is this sticking out the side of my house? It doesn't appear so. I don't really want it to stick outside of my house. That would look kind of ugly. But I'm just trying to make sure I can see those green marks on the floor as best I can. And following along through there. There we go. Now we need our outlets. I think I could place it right back there. I hope that works. Bingo bango. Turn it on. And there we go. That green light that indicates that refrigerator is now working. Oh, that's spoil time. So nice. We can keep a bunch of stuff in there. And yeah, I just had to make sure that nothing was sticking outside the house. Otherwise, that'd look really, really hideous. Now, this is our final structure that we want to get placed inside of here today. The chemistry bench. We need 250 of a bunch of things and 100 spark powder. As it turns out, though, I think I've actually got most of what I need already prepared to make this thing. I know I've got the cementing paste handy, and I'm pretty certain the crystal got stored up inside of here. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that should work. We're moving so slow. Dun 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 dun. Superhero walk. Alright, let's check that out now. Perfecto. Oh, electronics. We're going to need to go hunt for some tech creatures to get that stuff made. But the metal, of course, I have handy all in here. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, since I do need a good supply of spark powder, I think I'll just go ahead and use the mortar and pestles that I've already got set up inside the super shack. And I just went ahead and got some flint from mining some rocks outside the base. And Bluey, of course, is already carrying a bunch of stone ready for us. 1, 2, 3. Press A. We're going to make, I think, 200 spark powder in each one of these. So that should come out to 800 in total. Very, very nice. Now, the last big hurdle is going to be getting all of those electronics. Now, 250 electronics is a bit of a doozy. That's not going to be easy to get. I think the best way, and pretty much always the best way to get electronics in this game, is going out to hunt for tech creatures. Now, of course, we've already seen a couple tech creatures before, but in case you're unaware, tech creatures are some rare variants of certain dinosaurs in this game. They can have a tech variant, and those tech creatures drop certain resources that you can't really get anywhere else, such as scrap metal, but they also drop free electronics, and because of that, you save on a lot of resources. I think one electronic on its own normally costs 3 metal, which is not worth the price of admission at all for that. So I'm just going to do some flying around here, and hopefully we'll find a lot of tech creatures to kill. I have been flying around for quite a bit now, and I haven't found a single tech creature anywhere. So I'm kind of wondering actually if electronics... Let's see, electronics... Yeah, it's 1 metal and 3 silica pearls. I was wrong about that. Yeah, I'ma just craft them instead. Is this one of those wolf caves? Oh, it's a saber-tooth cave. Whoa. Let's check these guys out. Oh, there's a 150 in there. Look at how still they all are. There's another 150. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get off my mount for 1 second. Let's see how they react. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm wiping out the entire colony. The pride. The saber-tooth pride. Oh man, they're doing a number on me. Turn around, Edward. Ah! Down they go, one by one. Nice little handful of experience here. Not that much. Saber-tooths really never give a lot. Come on, you. There we go. Down they go. I also know there's a wolf cave somewhere in this vicinity. But interesting, I forgot about there being a saber-tooth cave here. Pretty cool. Geronimo! There's a bunch down here for us to nab. 51, look at that. Oh, this is so much easier. These tech creatures are elusive tonight. Yeah, look at that. 46 more. Beautiful. Alright, cool. We're gonna get everything we need just from this lake. 200 electronics are being made right now. We're gonna need a lot of time to let those get all made up. By the by, I also forgot to mention, since last episode, I decided to put this Therizinosaurus up to good use. So the Therizinosaurus that I tamed in the last episode that we found out didn't really have really good stats on it, at least compared to our two females over there, I've decided to make into our de facto hide gathering machine, the Hide Seeker. It's like hide and seek, but it seeks hide. Anyway, we have got all of its stat points allocated to its delicate harvesting level, so we can get as much hide as possible on it. And it's got a couple more levels already. I think I've just been pumping up its melee damage, or maybe its weight. I really can't remember whichever one though. But there we go, we got a few more. Oh boy, there it is. The chemistry bench is ours, finally. Those electronics took a good minute to craft up, but now we finally got it. Let's get it placed down ASAP. Now, do I plan to make anything special in this episode with it? Not really. Just wanted to make sure I had it prepared in case we ever need to make more narcotics with it. This thing is going to make a ton of it super duper fast. Now, of course, it's also unpowered. Just like the refrigerator, we are going to need to put some electrical power into it. I think right back there. Yeah, there we go. I wanted to make sure I put that outlet behind it because that outlet is always flashing with that blue electricity. You could probably see it there if you look carefully. I always try to keep it as far out of the way as I possibly can because it's really, really ugly. But the unfortunate thing about the chemistry bench is that it needs both gasoline and electricity in order to power. But this thing crafts things super, super duper quickly, and it's going to be really nice to have. Now, while those electronics were getting made, I took a bit of time to prepare some dinosaur gates and some gateways in order to tame our next brand new creature today. But first, I've got to level up. Bam, level 88. Brilliant. Alright, we have got to head over to the desert. Our current proximity to the Wyvern Trench scares the absolute heck out of me, but we have arrived at the location for where I want to tame a brand new creature, Griffin. Now, I recall seeing in here recently a 150 Griffin. Now, if it's not that specific one, it probably shouldn't be too hard to find another because, I mean, look at this place. Look at this place. There's so many Griffins. They're everywhere. I think it was a red-winged one, though. Kind of like that one right there, but that's a 140. How about you? You're a 135. That's not very close. There's plenty of them, though. Let's see, you're 55. There's got to be one in here somewhere. Ooh, hey! There's the 150. It was flying just above all the others. Alright. So I need to build this trap at a pretty safe spot. This is going to be a little bit tricky. I really don't know if I'm going to get attacked by all the other Griffins if I decide to shoot this one. Kind of just want to make it quick, in all honesty. Let's get off Edward. I think I want to build this trap right here. Let's go. Line it up correctly. Bam. Now, luckily, this trap is a really simple knockout tame. Shouldn't be too complicated. We've all done these before. Build about 5 of these gateways. And either side, we put a gate. Just like that. I think this should keep the Griffin encased inside. I don't think these gaps are going to be too wide for it. Alright, cool. Now, where's our 150? Are you the 150? No, your wings don't look the right, like the right color. Let's see, is that you, friend? There you are, okay. I need to be an ace here. There we go, okay, awesome. Oh, it's gonna fly at me pretty quick. Hurry! Oh! Hey, how's it going? Close that door, get out of here. Oh, it hurts. It does like 40 damage to me. Alright, but perfect, it stays inside the trap. Really, really easy. I just gotta hope I don't get attacked by anything else. Like that vulture. Alright, arrows away. Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, you had some health left on you. Awesome. We knocked it out. Beautiful. The trap worked wonders on our griffin friend, and now we just gotta get some meat for it. Hey, there we go! Our griffin's tamed. Oh, look at him. Or look at it, rather. The griffins don't really have any sexes in this game. They're all genderless. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and whistle you passive first and foremost and take off that HUD. Oh, what a beautiful, derpy, cross-eyed looking thing. Get a quick drink of water. Cool. Alright. I've been trying to think of a name for this griffin right here, and I think I have something. Now, I've been learning a little more recently about some ancient Greek art history, and I remember the names of a few sculptors that existed during that time, but one that kind of stuck with me was Polykleitos. I think that's how it's spelled. Polykleitos. He was a really cool sculptor. He invented the Cacio style. He built the Dorifero spear bearer, one of the most iconic sculptures of its time. And yeah, that was just one figure who stuck with me more than others did, I guess. I think it's a pretty cool name to give to a griffin like this. Let's go ahead and take him out for a test flight. Oh, look at that one. We got a griffin far above us. Now, what's really cool about the griffin, as opposed to other flyers, is check this out. I can use my crossbow while on its back. Yes. A very unique feature. I don't think there's any other flyers in the game that allow you to do this. I guess apart from like a quetz, you know, if you just park it in the air. But while you're riding it, you can at least use your weapons. All right, now let's do the trademark griffin dive feature. This is one of the big things that made the griffin so popular when it first came out. Whoosh. Now this dive is something that we've seen in other flyers, but the griffin was the one that pioneered this technique. And we go pretty darn fast with it. Really, really cool. Now, other abilities? We have our left click. Now, as far as I remember, the left click actually gets more powerful the faster you're going. So the more momentum you build up with that diving maneuver, the more attacking power that you have from the technique. And I guess we can also destroy trees with it. Very cool. And I think right click is just, yeah, it's just another grabbing move. I don't think it can really lift up creatures any heavier than what a Pteranodon is capable of lifting up. These guys are pretty lightweight, it would seem. And I think C doesn't do anything, and neither does X or Z or any other button for that matter. No control either. Okay, cool. Let's look at your stats, Polykleitos. You've got 4,895 health, 607 stamina, 520 weight, and 240.7 melee damage. Now, unfortunately, due to the fact that these things can't breed, none of the stats really matter that much in the grand scheme of actually getting an army of these things, because you can't breed them, so none of the stats are really going to be worth transferring over. So because of that, we're probably just going to start leveling up this bad boy immediately. Oh, look at that. We can actually stay on it while we're in the air. I accidentally pressed E. Let's go ahead and give you... Let's give you some health. Let's get you to 5,000. There we go. And a bit of melee to boot as well. Now, I didn't really have any specific need for the griffin, though I might in the future try to nab some wyvern eggs from that trench over there. But for the time being, I just want to relish in the glory of having a griffin, because it's been a very long time since I've gotten to use one of them. Very cool. Alright, I want to go ahead and grab Edward, and we are going to go back to base. Are y'all ready for this? Boom! The big ouch. What a surprise. I bet she was really scared of this this mighty griffin. Oh, she's no match for the griffin at all. I think the big ouch would actually rip into Polykleitos if she had the chance to. But anyway, we are back at base. There you go, Edward. Out of your cryopod. Now, the last thing I need to get done in this episode. You see, when we tamed our friend the Big Ouch in the last episode, a certain Tropio died, and I forgot to get its saddle back. But, turns out I left my fabricator running, but as it also turns out, I actually have enough to make a brand new saddle. Or, at least I thought I did. I need a bit more materials first, hold on a second. Alright, yes, just as I said, I have absolutely everything I need to make another new Tropio Nathis saddle. I totally did not have to go out of my way to go get more crystal and organic polymer for it. Anyway, now that we got our new Tropio, we need, well, Tropios. We got a new saddle and we need new Tropios. My language game is a little off. But this time, I am putting the foot down. I am so tired of losing my Tropios. This time, I have got 2 Tropios to tame, and they are both very high level, and it's a male and a female. Yes, we're going to get 2 Tropios, a proper breeding pair. They are going to stay here, and I am not going to use them for anything. We've got plenty of other flyers to use. These Tropios are going to be for breeding and breeding only. Yes. But I've got a little bit of preparation to do now. Luckily, I did go get some chain boas made already. And I think I would like to have some rare flowers handy so I can lure the Tropios over to the actual trap. So that way I don't have to worry about actually having to attack them. And I think Hide Seeker here might actually be really good for getting all that rare flower. I know we have some flower bushes just sort of outside of our base here. These typically give us like 100 if we do our little twiddly fingers. We got lucky. Yeah, there they go. Okay, beautiful. That should be plenty. Everything's all set. I've got all 12 of my chain boas ready. I've got my saddle at the ready, and I've got some rare flowers handy. I just need to get over to the white shoals. That is where the Tropios are. And luckily, we already have a trap set up over there, so getting them actually inside of there shouldn't be too bad. I am going to be using Polyclados because flying around with him is a little bit easier than it is with Edward or any other creature I have for that matter. And hopefully I should be able to get him into the trap just as easily with him at this point. So, let's get over there and look for that first Tropio. Oh, is that you? Yeah, you're our first one. Get a hold of that beak. 140 male. Alright, now I haven't tried this yet with the Tropio specifically, but I think it should work. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat a bunch of these. Alright, perfect. Oh, we got plenty of time to get him over to that trap. I need to stay away from those wyverns, though. Hopefully he should just follow me, and there will be no issues at all with us hitting each other. Hey, you just flew in there on your own. Get back in there. You almost did. No, almost. Is there even a door? There is a door. Oh, stop attacking my thing! Look at me! There we go. Come on. Are you in? Stay in. Yes. Alright, perfect. Chain boa. Ugh. I had to get him to stop attacking my base here. How much did they damage this building? Oh, that's not very bad at all. Yeah, that thing is fine. Alright, perfect. Now I just gotta chain boa you for maybe about 4 or 5 more of these things, and we could probably start taming you up. Now, I'm a smart cookie, and I've already gone and collected some prime meat on Polyclados here. It wasn't easy. He's not a very good fighter, but I did manage to snag a little bit. Actually, I'm going to keep it in here just for the time being so that it doesn't spoil. I'm going to run him over here, though. I do like the Griffin's running animation. They're really well-made creatures. It's just like, you know, other creatures have become way more popular since the Griffin. Way better at what it does. Let's go ahead and give you more stamina because I always have to land constantly with you and recover your stamina. Alright. You should be about ready for another one, I think. Nice. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to cut back to when I actually start feeding this thing. There we go. Okay. I tried using another bola on it a bit too early. Its cooldown wasn't done yet. So I kind of just ate one of those bolas up for free. But I think I should still have plenty more ready for the next one. Let's get you in that cryopod. There we go. Perfect. Let's see how many bolas I have. 5. I have 5. That should be enough. It should definitely be enough for the next one. As long as I don't miss any shots. I didn't miss any shots with that first one there. So I think we'll be okay. Let's go find that other one. I like treasure. What have you got for me? A Journeyman Parasaur Saddle Blueprint. Wow. I ain't using that. Oh, is that you? There you are. Okay, good. I was getting a little worried I wouldn't be able to find you. You've got the exact same beak color as the male. Look at that purple. A common trait seems to run amongst the Tropios of the Crystal Isles in this series. All right, beautiful. Rare flowers at the ready. Oh, that's a long time. I might have eaten too many of those. There we go. Alright, perfect. She's in. It took a little bit. The Pteranodons, they just constantly attack. You can't get anywhere near them with that rare flower debuff. They'll just go ham. Beautiful, alright. Same verse, same as the first. We just chain bully you. We've got 5, I think, left over inside of here. Now we have 4. We already used our first one. And we got prime meat at the ready too. Alright. Just a waiting game at this point. Uh-oh. Yo! There we go. Beautiful. Alright, I'm kind of surprised that worked, honestly. That is awesome. We got both our Tropios, the male and the female. Time to go back home and check out their stats and start the breeding process. How exciting. But not before grabbing this thing. Come on. There we go. More scorched earth things. I mean, I'll take another canteen, but the rest of that stuff is bleh. I don't want it. There's a lot of scorched earth themed drops on this map, and they appear here in the White Shoals, which is an odd place for them to do so. It's pretty much the opposite of scorched earth. It's the most wet, clean-looking place on the entire map. Interesting. Alright, here we go. There's our female. And there is the male. Oh, wow. They got some pretty different colors. I thought they looked pretty similar at first. I guess it's the beaks. The beaks are really striking. But look at the stripes on the male. That is really, really cool looking. Alright, perfect. 2 Tropios. Let's check out their stats. Firstly, the male, level 209. You have 2,376 health, 762 stamina, 564 weight, and 343.3 melee damage. I think that's a lot. I'm not positive on that, though. Okay. And for the female, you got the same health? Wait a second. They have the exact same amount of health. What? 787 stamina, 537 weight, and 360. So the female has better of the 4 main stats that we're looking for, apart from weight. And I don't really care about oxygen or food, of course. But okay, so the ultimate goal with these 2 is going to be to breed them, and ultimately what we want to do is get the best of every single stat into one single baby, and then with that baby we're going to have to do some pretty shady stuff, but a bit of inbreeding. And we want to breed these parents together and hopefully get a set of parents that have the exact same level, exact same stats, and one male and one female, and then we'll use those as our 2 main breeding parents for the future once we do decide to tame or breed more Tropios. And eventually we'll get one that we can imprint and use for anything that we want. For flying around the island, and eventually for the boss battle, hopefully. But that is going to be a pretty lengthy process, and I'm probably not going to show most of it on camera, but I'll try my best to do as much as I can to at least show the basics of how it works. So we just set these 2 to breeding, and they are currently mating. Don't look. We don't want to look at that. And hopefully they'll eventually lay an egg for us, and then we're just going to be hatching that egg. I need to get myself a breeding setup for that real quick. Here comes the egg. Oh, there it is. Look at that beautiful purple and blue fertilized Tropionathus egg from our 2 parents. Awesome. Cool. Alright, I've got some standing torches being crafted up right now, and hopefully I can use these as a sort of ghetto egg incubator, just like how I did with our wyverns that we already have. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll fill these spaces in between, just so I can make sure I have enough heat to actually hatch these eggs. There we go, beautiful. Alright, so we'll put the egg in front of it, and it's currently too cold, so we have to raise that temperature up a little bit. Let's go ahead and throw some thatch in there. Blammo. Still too cold? Alright. Rinse and repeat. More torches. There we go. Okay, it's incubating. And I do have my server settings a little bit increased just to make egg hatching a little bit faster. I am going to need a lot of baby Tropios. I'm going to need a ton of these things for our army. So I want to make sure I can breed and hatch eggs at a pretty efficient rate just so I can make sure I get this done. Here we go. Yeah, there's the baby. Our first baby Tropio. Level 214. So that seems to be in between. So you can kind of see if your newly hatched dinosaur is going to have better or worse stats than its parents based on the level that it hatches at when you get it. So since it's a 214, it probably has some in-between stats. I'm looking for something ideally above 217 because I will know that it got all of the best stats from the female and also some of the best stats from the male here. But since we only have a 214, I'm not really sure if we'll be keeping this guy around for too long. You've got 2,376 health. I mean, of course, that's the only amount that you have. I might be able to replace our current male with this one if, and only if, all of his stats are better than our current father's. So, okay. I'm gonna have to do some renaming here real quick. So I've gone ahead and did a little bit of renaming for our Tropios here. So what I've done with these two is that I have pinpointed exactly which of the best stats that they have. And for the female, she has the best stamina, food, and melee stat, whereas the male has the best oxygen and weight stat. Now I typically wouldn't really care about the food or oxygen, but just to avoid any confusion and for consistency's sake, I'm going to make sure all of the stats that they have are maxed out. So, with this baby here that we just hatched, the 214, since it's a male, I want to make sure it has all of the best stats of the father that we have. And it actually does. It has 735 oxygen and 564 weight. And as we can see in here, it does have 735 and 564. So the way babies hatch is that it picks one of the two stats between the two parents at random. It's a 50-50, and their stat gets passed on to the baby. So what you want is the baby to hatch with higher stats than one of its parents, and also having that parent's best stats. And because this baby is a 214, we already know that it has some better stats than our 209 there. So we could let this baby grow up, and then we can eventually replace our current father with this baby, and then breed it with the mother. It's messed up. I know it's messed up. It's horrible. We got some red drops over there. But anyway, I actually think we could do better than this because, well, I'm kind of sad about the colors from the father not transferring. I would really like to keep the colors of this father. I mean, just look at that yellow and that black on the back. It looks like a hornet. It's a very cool look. So I would really like to keep those colors. And I wouldn't mind if I do just a bit more breeding in order to actually make that happen. Ah, 3 more. Whoa, you're a 229. Oh, you've got good stats, I'm sure. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and imprint all of you. You got the colors. Nice. Let's look at you. Oh, you don't have the colors. That's unfortunate. Alright, perfect. Look at the march. That is awesome. Alright, cool. I'm interested in you right here. Do you have a mutation? No, you don't have a mutation at all. You probably got the best stats from both parents. Ah, okay, so you're a female. So, okay, let's see. So I was just looking at this 229 female right here that we just hatched, and unfortunately, she doesn't have the melee stat of our mother Tropio, which is 360. This one only has 343, which means she inherited the father's melee, which is really unfortunate. But 229, I would like to still keep it. I do want to at least have a Tropio that I can use in the meantime while I focus on getting these guys bred up, just for transportation, getting around the place. So, with that in mind, I've got a name for you. Glitz. You might notice a pattern. But yeah, Glitz here, our little lovely female Tropio. She is going to be ours, and for the meantime at least. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and raise her up and try our best to get a full imprint on her off camera. And she should be full grown by the next episode, and I'll have to let you guys know how the imprinting process goes by then. But in the meantime, that is actually going to be about it for today. We got a lot of stuff done. We finally got ourselves some electric going on inside the main base here with our chemistry bench, refrigerators, and industrial grills. We got Polyclados, our awesome new Griffin who can't fly for more than 10 meters without needing to brake. And we finally got our perfect, well, not perfect, but definitely a nice starter set of Tropios for breeding. And we've got many, many more to come in the future. And yeah, that is about going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. See ya.